This is Billy J with another video. This is a 1973 Golf Ford Mirage that I completely painted. This was raced by Pedro Rodriguez. And still runs today. So 1973 Golf Mirage. And as we walk into the shop, bring you a little update on some cool safes that I've been working on. Several little small ones. This is a little Malink Special. We get rid of the glare here. Then these are some various small, this is a J-Bomb with an original portrait that I touched up and fixed. This is a Victor from the 1880s. Again, that was the original portrait that I had to retouch and fix back up again, especially with all the original artwork I saved. This is an Alpine Safe and Cycle Company. So this dates to the 1880s. This is a Alpine from the 1890s. So both of these are same manufacturer, just different years. I'll open this up. You can see what the inside looks like as it closes. Then this is a York safe. This is really interesting because it is 4 generations. The great-grandfather bought it new. Then it was passed on to his son, the grandfather. And then the man's father. And now the owner, now he's about 74, 75 years old. This was some of the artwork that I copied and put back on. It's a really neat, he wants all 4 names of the 4 generations across the top. And as we pass on through all the safes, I am finishing this Cannon Breech safe. This is a Mosler. It's being still worked on, but I've got the door back on. It opens and closes now. This safe is late, probably 1890s. It has been all sandblasted and restored. Really a neat safe. These safes, I've done a few of these. I put this back literally in the 90% as it was. So it makes for a very nice collectible display. So really pretty neat. These are a pain in the rear end to do, but when they're finished, it's kind of like having a baby. Of course, I don't have babies, but you do forget the pain once you have the baby. So it's kind of the same thing with this. So as we go back, I'm going to come back to this safe. This safe is probably close to the oldest that I have done. This is a key safe. As you can see, there's another one that is mine. This is a customer safe, but this one's mine. This is in the 1850s, and I'm going to guess about 1855. That is a Hall. This is a McNeil Urban, actually a Dodd McNeil Urban, but it has got the coolest border with grapes on it. And that's an original portrait. The very bottom is an original portrait. And then he supplied images because this came out of a courthouse. And then that is the jail behind the courthouse. And this is what the portraits look like. They were pretty chipped up. As you can see, I touched everything up and cosmetically made it look as close to original, leaving the original artwork on, just enhancing and filling in all the voids. It takes a long time, but the safe is really pretty neat. But you can tell by the handles that this is in the 1850s. After about 1860s, they went to a T-handle, because even this other little one has the same type of handle, and then you flip it open with the key. And then I'll show you this safe. This is early 1860s when they invented the wheel pack and the dial, but you notice there is no dial ring on. It just has a mark where the indicator is for the numbers. And also they went to a T-handle because it was easier to grip and open. This is a hall safe. And so this kind of is the generations as then they end up making dial rings and incorporated dial rings, so they got rid of the little mark that's on there. So, but the 1850s and 1860s were very ornate with these inlays of the patterns as far as the background and the framework. It's just like this. It's got all this really neat braiding work around it, and then of course the grapes going around the perimeter of the safe. So these are really neat. This safe, this one here, came from a courthouse in northern Illinois and is staying in the same area. And he has a collection of other stuff, so this is going to go probably in his lobby of his business and will probably get a lot of attention. So this safe is got some history behind it, since it was, you know, manufactured in the late 50s and installed in this courthouse. So this is kind of the latest batch. This is literally April. This is 4/24/24. So April 24th of 2024. Thank you for watching this video. Here is something else that I restored. This is 1880s, thereabouts. This is a Invincible Fairbanks scale. And it was in pretty rough condition when I got it, but it was maroon. It's really pretty neat. A gentleman, a very long time friend, gave me this. This is kind of what it looked like. It was horrible. The brass was pretty much black. It was maroon. Had a little bit of detail on it. So I sandblasted it and worked my magic. And I enhanced it just a little bit. Got all the brass polished up on it. And of course I had to put some pinstripes on it just to enhance it a little bit. The company manufactures like the old style decal. These were sold worldwide. Fairbanks started in business in 1810 making scales to weigh freight and grain wagons. And literally the big scales are nothing more than that, they're just great big. This thing is perfect. I could put 16 ounces on it and it is exactly to the T, 16 ounces, 1 pound. Found this catalog brochure online. It's mint, but it's got all their, you know, all their different scales, platform scales to the big grain scales. So this thing is really neat. It's very heavy, and pretty much the back is exactly the same as the front, because when this was placed on a counter, this is called a counter scale. Of course, one side was to the customer and the other side was to the store owner that worked the counter, whether it was a hardware store, meat market, I'm not sure what, but anyway, this kind of adds something to the interesting stuff that I restore. Something unique. I've never done one of these before, but it's like anything else, it can be done. So anyway, that pretty much concludes everything in the shop. This is going to be a Pennzoil. This is an old, probably 1930s oil tank. It had crank oil handles on it. So this is kind of unique because I will hand letter. I made a pattern for the Pennzoil, and that will be placed in that circle, and that'll look pretty in this guy's shop or garage, wherever it's going. So one thing, coming back to this is from South Carolina, so I did not complete that, but the 4-generation safe is from South Carolina. So kind of neat. So anyway, that concludes this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.